Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story that feels like a real magic trick. We're looking at how Tokyo Disney Resort managed to pull off its best quarter ever without actually getting more people through the front gates.
So that's the big question, right? It's a fantastic business puzzle, and we've got all the fresh financial data to piece it together. So let's get into it and see exactly how they did it.
All right, first things first, let's just look at the big picture. We're talking about the first quarter that ended this past June 30th. And honestly, the results were just incredible.
Get this. The company posted an operating profit of 38.7 billion yen. Now, to be clear, that's not just a good number. It's an all-time high for their first quarter. I mean, it's a truly historic performance. And this wasn't just some fluke in one area. Just look across the board here. You've got double-digit growth in sales, operating profit, and net profit. The whole business wasn't just ticking along, it was absolutely firing on all cylinders.
Okay, so where did all that cash actually come from? Well, to figure that out, we've got to break down the business into its main parts. You've got the theme parks, you've got the hotels, and then a small other category.
Now, no big surprise here, the theme parks are the giant, right? They're the financial engine pulling in more than 80% of all the revenue. But the real story, the interesting part, is when we look at where the profit came from.
And boom, here it is. This is the big surprise. While theme park profits saw a little bump, look at the hotel business. Operating profit more than doubled, a 112% jump. That is just staggering. Keep that number in your head because we're definitely coming back to it.
All right, so let's zero in on the theme parks for a minute, since that's where most of the money is made. And this is where we find that central paradox, that puzzle from the beginning.
This slide says it all. On one hand, park attendance was, and I'm quoting here, essentially unchanged from the year before. But on the other hand, the revenue from those exact same parks shot up by over 8%. So, what gives?
If you didn't have more people coming in, how in the world did you make an extra 9.8 billion yen? Well, the answer isn't in the number of people who visited, it's all about what each person did once they were inside.
The key here is a metric called net sales per guest. And this quarter, it was way up. It's really that simple. Each person who walked through those gates just spent a lot more money than they did last year.
And this wasn't an accident. Not at all. It was a very deliberate premium strategy. Think about it. Ticket prices that change depending on how busy it is. Paying a little extra for premier access so you can skip the lines. Exclusive anniversary merchandise that you literally can't get anywhere else. And special food and drinks for a limited time festival. You see, at every single turn, they created another opportunity for guests to spend a little more to get a better experience.
Okay, now let's go back to that wild 112% profit growth we saw in the hotel business. This was kind of the secret weapon of the whole quarter.
So how do hotel profits just double? Well, it pretty much boils down to this number right here, 66,534 yen. That was the average price for a single night at a Tokyo Disney hotel. Wow.
And what's really incredible is that they were able to charge that much while keeping their hotels almost completely full. We're talking a world-class 94% occupancy rate. So they didn't need more people in the beds. They just charged way more for the rooms. That average rate soared by almost 18%. And a huge part of that was the brand new, ultra-premium Fantasy Springs Hotel, which just pulled that entire average way up.
So, with such a powerful first quarter, what does this signal for the rest of the year? Well, it looks like management is feeling very good about things.
Actually, these results were so strong, they blew past the company's own predictions. And they're pointing to the exact strategy we've been talking about, that strong per-guest spending, and the runaway success of new premium experiences like Fantasy Springs.
So here's the bottom line, the key takeaway. Tokyo Disney has totally changed its game plan. They've proven, pretty decisively, that you don't need to just cram more and more people into the parks to get record growth. Instead, you can focus on creating better, more premium experiences that people are clearly willing to pay more for. It's a fundamental shift from volume to value.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Tokyo Disney's incredible success really raises a much bigger question for the whole industry. Is this focus on premium pricing, on value over volume,
Is this the new blueprint for theme parks everywhere? And for all of us, it asks a pretty simple question. Just how much is magic worth?